Well, I'm a little disappointed because the Romulans never showed up. Because Star Trek, Romulans. Alien Romulus released this past weekend in 2024 and is directed by Federico Alvarez, who has also directed such films like Evil Dead and Don't Breathe. And this film is starring Haley Spaney, David Johnson, Archie Renault, Spike Fern, and Isabella Merced, who, let's be honest, has a very rough going in this movie. Rain Carradine is an orphan young woman who is trying to get off this planet, and when a couple of her friends reach out to her to help them assist them capture cryogenic sleep goo from a wreckage ship that is just floating around about to be destroyed up in space, she agrees to tag along with her android, who she considers to be a brother to her. And while on this spaceship, while they find what they're looking for, they're just not finding enough, so they search the rest of the ship for more of the cryogenic goo stuff that they need to sleep to get to the place that they're trying to get to. Well, of course, there's another alien outbreak, and once they realize that humans are on board, they do everything to hunt them down and kill them. Well, not kill them. You know how this thing goes with the xenomorphs and these aliens. They never want to kill them directly. They just want to harvest them so that they can impregnate them with another one of themselves so that the other one can go bursting out of their chest like that. It's all freaky and there's a lot of pain, a lot of screaming, and yeah, it's an alien movie. So I've watched all of the standard alien films over the past couple of weeks leading up to this release, and I know there is a fan base for this franchise. I understand that, but leading up to this film, I get the franchise. I'm about to say I don't get this franchise. I do get this franchise. I just don't like it. Because every movie, in my opinion, is basically the same. Yes, Aliens was entertaining, it was more action-packed, and it had a lot more action-y fight scenes in it, and it was cool. But all the other ones are basically the same movie trying to redo the original Alien film from the 70s, where they go on a spaceship or they go on a planet and they're searching around, but then they look over there and they're like, what's that? That looks interesting. And I just got tired of it. So leading up to this film, I wasn't looking forward to it. My bar of expectations was so low. I didn't care about this thing. The only reason I was going into this thing is because it was a brand new movie for this year that everyone was talking about. Supposedly it was getting great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but critics gave great reviews to the previous Alien films, or at least some of them, so I was taking that with a grain of salt. But to my pleasure, I love this movie, which is hard for me to say because I don't like this franchise. But for me, this film, by far, is the best entry. And I love when that happens. I love when I have very low expectations for a film and I go into it. I don't read anything. I don't listen to anything. I didn't even see any of the trailers for this film. So going in, my bar is so low that what I see on screen just blows my mind. I had such a fun, horrific thriller time with this film, to the point where I couldn't really sleep last night because, no spoilers of course, but the ending climax and what we see there, that was haunting, and that was freaking terrifying, in my opinion. I love the use of animatronics. I love the use of CGI when it comes to these xenomorphs and other things that we get in this film. It all seemed 100% real, and it was creepy as hell. The jump scares in here, which of course, it's a scary movie. It has to have jump scares, but I was into it. And the cast, for the most part, I was 100% behind. When the film started out and it was becoming, oh, this is another heist film where these people are going to go up into this wreckage and they're going to be looking for things, and we have a couple of characters in this group who are absolute dicks, and they talk with very bad Cockney accents, and it's very annoying to hear. Not gonna lie, very annoying to listen to a couple of these characters. So at first I'm sitting there thinking, oh great, this is just another Prometheus, Alien Covenant, another Alien film where they're just looking around or they're thieving something. But as the film unfolds, and as we get a couple of reveals and surprise cameos in here that I was not expecting, the film just jumps into the 11th gear, and I am digging this, and I am into it. And I think what they do with reveals and cameos, I think is fantastic. This movie is basically a love letter to all of the previous Alien films, excluding Alien vs. Predator. I don't think those are referenced in here at all. But there are story aspects from every single Alien film, including Alien 3, Alien Revolution, and then the prequel Alien films, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. And all of those aspects are combined to where everything that has led up to this moment, every film that has come out up to this film, makes sense. When Ridley Scott was doing the prequel trilogy, which I thought this was going to be a part of it, turns out this is not part of the prequel trilogy leading up to Alien. This is something completely different. I was asking myself, what does Prometheus and Alien what does this have to do with anything? Like, where are we going with this? It all makes sense in this movie. Kaylee Spaney, who plays our main protagonist, the main person that we're going after, you are behind her 100% of the way. You feel sorry for her situation, and you understand why she takes this risk of this journey, this spaceship journey, and you just feel bad because all I want you to do is go to a place where you're happy and where you're safe, and now you find yourself on a ship with a whole bunch of xenomorphs, so that's shit luck, my friend. And David Johnson plays Andy, who is the android in this film. He's basically the brother to Rain in this movie. He has a bunch of different characters that he's playing, or different character types, where he's stuttering, and then all of a sudden he's a typical android with authority, and he speaks fluently. He's a freaking machine, and he has an amazing character arc in this film. And it's all from different programmings that they insert into him, but overall, the arc that he has, it's so surprising, and I loved it. And Isabella Merced, I want to know who your agent is, because you are landing a whole bunch of awesome stuff. Some stuff that has come out this year that it's like, yeah, like Madam Web, let's not talk about it. But at least you're in a film that's being talked about a lot through film communities, let's be honest. But you land this one, you're going to be Hawkgirl in Superman and in the DCU going forward. Like, your agent is doing a great job. And like I said, her character gets put through the ringer in here. Like, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but you think she's dead, and then she's not, and then you think she's dead again, and then she's not. So many things happen to her character. Felt really bad. Alien Romulus was incredibly surprising to me. The visual effects in here, I think, are stunning. The asteroid belt that the ship is slowly having a gravitational pull to and is going to be crashing on, those scenes are gorgeous and they're beautiful. The use of lighting and how it casts shadows and silhouettes of the ship and on the ring, it's great. And I also love that this film uses sound in space correctly. There is no sound. When our characters go outside, or when we have an exterior shot of a ship and it's landing on the asteroid belt and it starts breaking up, we don't hear that. We might hear it through like a radio comm, or like if we're in someone's space outfit, we can hear the vibrations, but we don't actually hear the explosion like you would in a Star Wars or Star Trek film. This movie was just so entertaining, and I have not stopped thinking about it. It's great when a film does that for me. I can't give it a perfect score. I won't give it a perfect score, but I'm shocked that this is going to make it definitely into my top 10 films of this year. Leading up to this, all the previous Alien films, I didn't care for. Yes, they have their audience, and yes, they were innovative for the time, but for me, being late to the game watching them, didn't really care. But this film, if we have sequels based on where these characters are and where this franchise is going, I will be extremely happy and extremely excited for the next one. I'm going to give Alien Romulus 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Alien Romulus, what did you think about it? What is your ranking of all of the Alien films, including the prequels, Alien? Hell, if you want to throw Alien vs. Predator in there, even though I didn't review those, put those on your list too. Whatever you thought, comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.